fellow human, it's Dank Doggo back with your daily dose of r/ChoosingBeggar stories. How often do you go to the pool during this hot summer? Or you would just rather to go straight to the beach instead? The first story is posted by you/why are you like this? Random kids use my pool, ask for food, and refuse to leave. This may sound a bit crazy, but it's true. I have video to prove it. So this all started when my dad and I heard a knock on our door. We both came to the door and opened it, and there were these 3 kids standing at the door. Hello, we're here to raise money to save our basketball team, and we were wondering if you're willing to donate. My dad says sure and walks away to grab money. These kids start talking to me and telling me about their basketball team. You have a nice pool, do you mind if we go in? I was confused for a second and I just said, A few seconds later, my dad came back and the kids asked him, can we go in? And my dad, in a lapse of judgment, says yes, which I find weird because the kids haven't even told us their names. We go up to the pool and my dad has me open it for them. And he has me watch them play with dog as they swim. So I do about 30 minutes go by of me talking to these kids. I learn their names and some stuff about them. And all of a sudden, they ask me a question. Can you order us some pizza for us? We're hungry. I was sitting there like, what in their ever-loving duck is going on? These kids got Seferi Diasio, aka Bowl of Steel. I tell them no, but instead of accepting that, they start telling me their order. I tell them no again, and they don't stop. Approximately 15 minutes later, my brother comes. And he says hi and tells me he brought tacos for mom, dad, and I. Hearing that the boys ask for some, he says no. And they have the nerve to say to me, well, now you have to get us the pizza. I tell them no, and to get out of the pool because I want to hang out with my brother instead of watch them. They say, I don't want to leave. And I keep telling them to get out. They said no until my brother tells them to get the hell out of the pool and they don't start swimming laps until he yells, get your butt out of the pool now. They finally leave and put their clothes back on over what they swam in and left. This happened today, and I am in absolute shock at the level of entitlement and the craziness of these kids. Well, no idea where you are from, but never let strangers use your pool. We have here the second story written by you/Ursus Renata. I'm reporting you to Etsy. I'm not assembling the screens of this quote-unquote conversation because this potential customer, an older professional woman, repeatedly messages via 4 different business comms, Etsy, support email, website contact form, and Instagram, as well as phone messages. So here's the Reader's Digest condensed text version. I've read similar posts here and thought, wait, these are all too similar, they must be scripted. Well, then it happened to me, a real-life choosing beggar Karen. What are the odds? Potential customer. Can you make these wall hangings with our mascots? Me, absolutely. Sounds fun. We'll just send your high-resolution artwork or links when you place your order. And we'll include 2 design iterations of the central emblem. Same day, her. Here are the mascots, logos, color schemes, and additional designs in low-resolution JPG. We need these right away. I really want them to get on the walls. Me, that's a lot of elements, and they're all low resolution. That makes each hanging a completely custom design from scratch. Everything will have to be redrawn. Since you're ordering several of them, we'll go ahead and tack on the designs per standards pricing if you stay within 2 design edits only. Her, okay, definitely. Get started. Me, as soon as the order is placed, we'll schedule them in our design queue. 3 days later, her. Where are the design drafts? I can't wait to see them. Me. Oh, I'm sorry about any confusion. Artwork gets scheduled in as soon as the orders are placed. Go ahead and place your order and we'll get started. 3 more days later, her. Didn't I tell you that we want to get these up right away? Me. Yes, I understand, but please place your order soon because even after designs are finished, it still takes like 2 days for the ink to dry completely before we can trim out and sew wall decor. A week later, her. Where does our artwork stand? I've been waiting far too long for first drafts. You said you'd get it on right away and that it'd look fun. Me. Indeed, it does look fun, and it's a lot of work too. And we can't get started on custom design until orders are placed due to the investment of time required and the other paid orders we have to work on. A week later, her. I need these right now. How are you not understanding this? Me, well, go ahead and place your order, and they'll be put in the design queue right away. 3 weeks later, her, I'm reporting you to Etsy. Well, the ironic thing is that you could probably actually report her to Etsy instead. Next up, we have the third story. If you don't want to take me to work, I'll just call out and get fired because of you. Unfortunately, I had to deal with a CB, in this case, my brother, in person. At one point early this year, I was in between job and tight on money. My younger brother lives with our nana and doesn't drive or have a car. He offered to pay me to take him to work since our nana was out of state and couldn't take him. He was going to give me $200 and take him to and from work each day for 3 weeks. I was very grateful and happy to help him out because he's family. $200 for 3 weeks of driving felt very generous because my car has good city mileage, and I would probably only need to get gas twice in those 3 weeks. It is about a 40 minutes drive to get to his house from where I live, and 20 minutes to drive from his house to his work. I did my best to keep my schedule aligned with his work schedule and schedule job interviews during times when he was working. I never saw a dime of payment from him. He felt justified in not paying me because I told him that I could drive him to his boyfriend's house on his day off. I had a job interview. I wouldn't care about the money so much if at the time I wasn't in a bad place financially. I went from feeling extremely grateful to feeling completely used. I never pressured him about payment and only found out he had no intention of paying me because he'd complained to our sisters about not driving him to his boyfriend's place. In the end, I decided that, okay, whatever, I'm never driving him again. Recently, I've started driving my mom to work because her car is in need of serious repairs. My brother found out and asked me if I could take him to work again as well, because our nana is one again going out of state and he won't have a way to get to work. I refused and he flipped out. He said it would be my fault that he would be fired because I don't want to help him, but I'll help our mom. It wasn't fair that I wouldn't help all of the family. He argued that I still drive to that side of the town to pick up older brother to hang out, so it's no big deal. He then decided that he was just going to go on some kind of fake medical leave, which he has pulled before at his work. Either that or he would just call out for 2 weeks straight. We haven't really talked much since the first driving agreement. He never talked to me after the 3 weeks were up. Now he's mad at me again, and we aren't talking again. I'm sure I'll hear from him again the next time he wants something. Family or not, I don't think you get to decide whether or not to pay someone. He will have a hell of a time pulling that with Uber, and I'm sure he will love spending $300 a week too. Well, sometimes family is overrated. I'll let him find his own way to work. Sorry you got ripped off though. Moving on to the fourth story shared by u/Morgan Le Fay. Choosing Beggar wants free cigarettes with his refund. This happened a while back at a retail store I worked at. It's important to know that at the time, our store had our brand of mini donuts in a bag. They were discontinued probably for the following reasons. They were really good, however the problem is the way they were packaged. The donuts would be packed and sealed while they were still really warm. This would cause the powder on the donuts to become slightly wet from the trapped steam. This can be off-putting for some people because they want powdered sugar, not sugar paste. Anyway, a man comes into the store one day looking for a snack. He picks up a bag of a brand of mini donuts, comes up to pay, and leaves the store. A few moments later, he comes back in with the open bag, having eaten one or two. He puts it on the counter. CB, choosing beggar, me. CB, yeah, I like to return these. They're gross. Me, okay, sure thing. I refund him his money and take the donuts back. Seems like a quick fix, but I was wrong. CB, can I also get a pack of brand cigarettes? Me, sure. I grab the brand he wants and start the transaction as normal. Me, okay, your total is insert X dollars here. CB, what? Why do I have to pay for them? You sold me some gross donuts. The least you could do is give me the cigarettes for free. Me, sir, I refunded you your money for those donuts. CB, but they were gross. I should be compensated. Me, well, you were compensated with a full refund, sir. Would you like to continue this transaction? CB, not if I have to pay for them. Then he turns and leaves while muttering angry under his breath. TLDR, Choosing Beggar asked for free cigarettes as compensation after already getting full refund. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a male Karen. Next up, we have the fifth story. So, I'm an attorney who has a solo practice, and part of the way I advertise is targeted mailers, aka letters that I send out to people with legal issues. Since I'm fairly new to the practice and I don't have full-time receptionist who answers my phone, I decide that I should turn that into a positive marketing point. I tell the clients in letters, I answer my own phone. Try getting other lawyers to do that. I'm exaggerating, but you get the gist. So that means that when I'm busy in court, meeting potential clients, etc., I'm unable to answer. Or maybe I have just left work for today. People sometimes get my voicemail. The audacity! I often get the person who will call multiple times back to back within minutes, and then leave a nasty voicemail saying, I thought you always answer your phone! I have called 4 times and keep getting your voicemail! Well, first of all, I said that I answer my own phone. I didn't say I guarantee I'll pick up like 24/7. And second of all, you calling 4 times was in like 3-minute span. Leave a voicemail and give me a little bit to call back. I even get those messages at like 10 p.m. on a Sunday. Are these people serious? On top of that, I can't tell you how many of these people who have this attitude I will call back and talk to them about their legal issues. And the convo ends with, well, I can't afford an attorney right now. So, you mean that you gave me that big of an attitude and there was never a chance of you actually hiring me? You just wanted free legal advice. I thought you all might be interested to know that us lawyers are not immune to beggars. Well, I guess this is the norm in other fields as well. On to the 6th story shared by u/honeyblood17. How dare you give me a gift? So, I was friends with this girl a while back and wished I could have read the signs to avoid this, but it happened. I had a crush on her, so for Christmas, I wanted to get her something extra special. I also had other gifts already wrapped and picked out for her besides this, by the way. I drove 2 hours to the closest city, since we lived in a small town, to pick up a PS4 for her, since she'd been asking everyone to get her one for Christmas. She was sick, so I decided to give her the PS4 2 weeks early, so she could spend the next few days lying in bed, playing some games and having fun while she got better. Me, hey, I have something for you. Her, what is it? I hold out the bag and feel so excited to see how happy she'll be when she opens it. She takes it from me and opens it and stares down at the brand new PS4 on her lap and then gives me a blank stare. Me, Merry Christmas. Her, why do you give this to me? Me, because you're sick and I thought you'd really like to play some games while you get better. She gives me a cold glare and I feel like I've done something horribly wrong. Her, remember when I said I don't like getting gifts early? Me, well yeah, but she throws the bag on the floor. Her, I told you I don't like it because then it feels like I get even less for Christmas. There's not much to open when it's actually Christmas. Me, I'm sorry. The exchange ends there, and she never says thank you. I kind of just slink away and feel awful for a while. She stays mad at me for about a week until her cold is better, and then never says anything about it. That girl turned out to be one of the worst people I've ever met, by the way. Well, a better approach would be to say something like, let me rub it back up and add a few more things to it. Then take it back to the store for a refund and ghost her forever. On to the 7th story shared by u/Mad2602. Woman comes in to get 20% Wednesday special on a Monday and demands it to be done and plus second encounter. During the summer, I got a job at this local garden center, and we have a loyalty card system where a customer gets a point and a 20% discount on Wednesday for seniors. On a Monday, this woman comes in with her sons and wanted to buy a plant, cost around like 45 pounds. I scanned it for her and told her the price, which was met with a confused look. She asked me why it isn't on a 20% sale. Me, I'm sorry, the 20% is only on Wednesday for people with loyalty cards. Her, I took a day off today so my son can buy it for me. Me, okay, it's still 45 pounds. Her, I don't understand. If you do 20% on Wednesday, why can't you just do it today? Me, because it's Monday and not Wednesday. Her, with annoyed slightly louder tone. I know it's Monday. I'm not stupid. Stop being so rude. Me, would you like me to hold it for you till like Wednesday? Her, no. I want to buy it now. Me, okay, that will be 45 pounds. Her, tries to be nice. Can you please do a special discount for me? Me, well, I can give you a 5% discount. Her, no, I want 20% off. My manager comes in at this point and agrees to give her 20%, so she asks her for a loyalty card, which you need for the discount. But it turns out, this woman does not have one. I know my manager outside of work, and I've never seen her so pissed, but somehow, she keeps her cool. Manager, okay, so I can set up a loyalty card, and you can pick up on Wednesday, and also pay for the plan with the 20% off. She finally agrees and leaves, but wait, the story continues. Not 15 minutes later, she's back with a plate shaped like a turtle. Her son, by the way, was not present during previous confrontation, but now is. The son, I found a slight crack on this plate. Can I get a slight discount? As it was a noticeable crack, I agreed, and said I can get it for like 10% off. The son thanks me and pulls out his card. The mother now trots around the corner and stops him and asks me if I gave him a 50% discount. Me, 50% for what? Her, the crack. I sign and call my manager, as I can't be asked to deal with her again. My manager comes along and refuses to sell it to her. She asks her to leave. After a few curses and shouts, she makes a grand exit from the garden center. And then, she did not come back to pick up her plant. Well, I would have told her that the discount is automatic in the computer and can't be activated unless it's Wednesday. On to the final story shared by u/RSR42. Person I barely know asking for free legal advice. I, 29 female, am a lawyer, and my field is real estate law and finance. My husband and I are looking to buy an apartment, and we've been looking into some properties in the last few months. About 2 months ago, a coworker from my husband's office told us that she had a friend that was selling an apartment in a favorite neighborhood in the city. So we called and went to visit the place. We actually liked it a lot, but ultimately decided against the purchase. Since the asking price was way above our budget and the place needed a lot of work, we told the seller she was nice about it and the thing was over really quickly. Yesterday, I received a text from the seller, around like 30-ish female, saying, "Hey, sorry to bother you. I know that we don't know each other, but I found a buyer for the house, and I have a lot of questions regarding the legal aspect of the selling process. You mentioned in your visit that you're a real estate lawyer, so I was wondering if you can give me your email address so that I can send you a list of questions. Could you do me a favor of answering them, as I don't want to spend extra money on legal fees?" I did not answer to the text, and I don't know how should I approach the issue, but I'm actually pretty pissed off with the question. I would not hesitate to help without charge. If it was a friend or even a minor acquaintance, I do this all the time. I earn a living by selling my time and expertise in this field, and have no idea how she could think that I could waste maybe hours that could otherwise be charging to help someone I have absolutely no connection with. I am tempted to respond that if she wants help, I can give her a free quote. On the other hand, I'm worried that she reacts badly and tells my husband's coworker, and that this puts a strain on their professional relationship. In my view, she just seems like an over-entitled tramp. For your information, I sent a reply saying that I would be happy to help and provide a free quote for the service, and that we could meet in office so that she could explain her questions, and I could provide an estimate for my fees. This was on Monday. No response so far. Haha. Well, I guess responding to it was a bad move. Should have just ignored and pretend you never saw it. That's it for today, fellow humans. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time.